Yeah, you grew up in a home where you saw a really strong example of a woman that runs a household.
That had to be capable and had to provide and had to make all of the decisions, which is a great role model in one sense. But no matter what your gender, if you've experienced that one strong parent, sometimes it's hard to figure out what your place is in a relationship, and what your spouse's place is if you don't even have that. You might have some idealized dreams, but it just doesn't feel comfortable when they try to live into those.
Right, absolutely. So what do you do? First of all, you've got to explore kind of your backgrounds together. This is so important to do because it gives empathy. It just, and that's, it's what it's all about in relationship is empathy. And so explore that. The reason I feel like I'm compelled to do this in our relationship is because in the home that I grew up in, this was how it was played out.
That's
well,
right.
when you begin to have those kinds of conversations, it's amazing how much grace kind of comes into your lives.
To sit down, and with a literal list of things like, when it came to caring for the car and the home and everything else, what did I see modeled? And the more you begin to unpack that and hear what your spouse saw, maybe they grew up in a two-parent family and they have a totally different view of how things were. You can begin to laugh about how different your experiences were, and you can begin to create your own story together.
In our book, Saving Your Marriage Before It Starts, there's an exercise in one of the workbooks, or in both the workbooks, the His/Her workbooks, that talks about making your roles conscious.
Yeah, making your unconscious roles conscious choices.
And so what it does is it has, 20, 30 kinds of activities that you might be involved in on a daily basis in your relationship.
Right.
And who do you expect to do what, or do you expect to share them? And also, how did you see it modeled growing up?
Exactly.
That tends to be a pretty big eye-opener for a lot of couples.
It's a big eye-opener.
Even if you've been married for a couple of decades, you can still go through this same exercise and see the light bulbs go on.
Exactly. And begin to recognize that every couple has to work together to find the areas where each of them take ownership and where they share that in their team.
Absolutely.